What's up, Lorehounds? It's Cooper here. I'm here with Todd Harris, the CEO of Hi-Rez Studios. We got SMITE going on behind us. So actually, it's been a little bit since we've had one of these interviews. We've done a lot with you guys over Twitch and stuff like that. You guys have changed a bit, added a bit, had some misses, changed some things. So it's been a big deal for SMITE going on lately.
Oh yeah, SMITE is our fastest growing game to date, as you know, and we've kept it in beta for quite a while because we want to make sure it's really polished and balanced when it comes out. So since we last talked, I think we've added the domination game mode, control point based. We've experimented with some mechanics, as you said. You know, we introduced a focus system, we introduced a stat system, hold them both out based on community feedback, but I think it's cool that we tried them. You know, our CEO Eerily is always trying to explore the boundaries of what can work in MOBA. So I think at this point, you know, we're in a really good space with the item-based system. We're really just on a path of releasing gods and continuing to improve the balance of the game.
So I mean, you guys obviously were still in open beta.
Yep.
You weren't scared to actually go out and try something like Focus. Was that just like a game design decision, or did the crowd, community kind of ask for it, or was that more of a design decision?
Well, I think it was driven mainly by wanting to make sure there's high replayability in the game, and combining that with a pretty simple item-based system, since there's no out-of-match way to configure your character. So the original idea was, with both stats and with the idea of Focus, was just more ways to customize your hero, basically your god. But what we ended up doing is just deciding that the item-based system is what the community accepts.
Is that what the end-all be-all of taking out Focus was? It just didn't mesh well with the item-based system?
Well, really it was that it was too different, I think, for the community. You know, the idea was obviously a way to get items that specifically would affect your crowd control abilities, your stuns, your slows, but it was one more thing for people to have to learn that was different, and we really pride SMITE around being accessible. You know, it's like, maybe you come from the other MOBAs, or maybe it's your very first MOBA, you can jump in and kind of get it. And it added an extra thing for people to have to put their head around, where right now with the item-based system, we can still have items that affect slows and stuns. We can just put those as passives at the top level of an item, and that works okay.
Can we expect a lot more items to keep coming out with each patch, or is it going to be something a little different?
No, I think we'll continue to introduce new items, since that's a way to get replayability. And now that we've got a competitive scene, we're also careful because we don't want to introduce too much and kind of overwhelm people and upset the meta too much and change it. So we'll be deliberate around new items, but certainly new items, new gods, and easier ways for new people to get into the gameplay. That's what we're focused on at this point.
Speaking of meta, should we not really expect much out-of-game customization at all coming from SMITE?
As far as like things that actually affect the gameplay, like a skill tree, that's right. We looked at that a lot. There's pros and there's cons, but at this point, we're seeing that players are enjoying the game without having to introduce that element, so we're not planning to introduce any out-of-game skill tree or anything like that.
So you guys actually now have 4 core game modes. You're still not even launched. Are you looking to add more before launch, or is that kind of, you're just going to fine-tune those 4?
Well, the one thing that we are working on actually is we do have a new map aesthetic that internally we're calling Asgard, and it's kind of it's a pretty cool looking theme, and so we will likely introduce that new aesthetic in some way. That may be more like an arena casual map. It may be more like an all random, all mid. We'll see. We're doing a lot of play testing, so I think players will see at least one more map and variant game mode before we release. And that'll probably be it.
One of the big changes on the outside the gameplay was you offer a single purchase option now.
That's right. Yeah, so we've updated our release guidance. You know, originally we were saying we'd release around 30 gods. We now want to be closer to 40 when we release the game. And along with that, we've introduced this single purchase option. So we love free-to-play. We think SMITE is free-to-play and kind of fair, but there's definitely players that fear the grind with free-to-play. They don't know what they're in for as far as how much time or how much money it's going to take to be competitive and unlock all the gods. So we tried it with Tribes. It worked well. We've introduced it with SMITE. It's $30. You get all the gods in the game and all the gods that we will ever release in the game SMITE.
One of the things actually we don't see right now in the store is like XP boost or IP boost. Are those something we're going to look forward to at launch?
It's something that we'll look at. You know, it's not high on our list right now. What we'll start to do is explore other cosmetic ways, even besides skins, for people to customize their character. So
the Lorehounds have loved SMITE. We've played a ton of it. So now we hear we're getting at least another type of map, if not a new game mode before launch. Have we had a better launch? Do we have a better idea of when that'll be? Because we're all grinding for that Ymir skin, so we got you know, a schedule to meet here.
That Demon Ymir skin is pretty sweet. My son is like, you know, that's his eyes on that thing. So, you know, if we do the math around when we hit 40 gods, it's kind of like late summer. So that's probably about the right time. So.
And all right, thanks. We can't wait. I mean, we're already in it. We already played too much. Can't wait for actual launch so we can tell all of our friends to get in. It's not beta, guys. You can play now.
That's right. Well, tell your friends anyway. You get those refer a friend awards, you know, and you want to grind so you can get that demon skin. But yeah, late summer is probably the best estimate we can give.
Thanks so much, Todd.
Okay, thanks, guys.